Marshall, and this is iPad apps to tap into students' creativity. It's a long title. This is my wife Tracy. Currently, she told me if this session doesn't go well, I'm going to be in trouble. So I don't know if anyone's got a couch or anything in their place. I may need one tonight. I am a technology consultant at Grantwood AEA. So I work with schools in Grantwood on integrated technology. And you want to introduce yourself?
So like you said, I'm Tracy Marshall. I'm the teacher librarian at Xavier High School. Before I got into that role as a teacher librarian, I was teaching English for 10 years. So I'm a newbie, a baby in the teacher librarian world. And this is my first time presenting at any conference. So it's an honor to present with you, Jason. I know a lot of people know you. You're kind of a Grantwood AEA celeb, so they tell me. But,
I don't know where that came from,
but just another part of my background at Xavier, there's about 730 students. We're a one-to-one school with iPads. This is our 4th year with iPads, and things have been going very well. So a lot of these apps that you are seeing, I personally have used them with other teachers in the library.
And at Grantwood, all of our staff have iPads. That's about 500 iPads we manage, as well as helping all of our districts with iPads, which quite a few of them have them. So, our next slide, we have 2 children, and our daughter Nora is 6. She's a kindergartner, and she made us promise that we would show a picture of her because she thought everybody would want to know her. And that's our son Elliot. They use iPads pretty consistently. Elliot's be 3 in 2 weeks? 2 weeks. He doesn't really say his name, but he says, "I want the blue iPad." And if you're familiar with Chatterpix, he says, "Duck, duck, noops." So, you know. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to kill the presentation. So it's right there. I'll leave it up for about a minute here. So if you use that tiny URL to get to it, otherwise it's also on the resource list because we'll be going back and forth with a couple iPads here to show you the different apps we're going to use. Okay, so we won't necessarily have the presentation up. So you can refer back to that, but we'll probably just use an iPad so we can go back and forth here. I think we put 8 was what we originally said, but I think there's way more than 8, so I don't know where we got the number 8, so we'll get to it. These are just apps we like as far as doing some different creative things with the iPad. I think a lot of times people think, oh, the iPad is just a content or a collection device that you stream media to, that type of stuff, but we definitely find different things you can do. So we're going to start with digital storytelling here. And this is something I do with a lot of elementary schools. They have different ways that they like to promote literacy and things with students. So the first one I'll pop up is an app called 30 Hands. And 30 Hands is free, and it's also paid. And the paid version, I believe, is $6.99. So it's a presentation software, and it's very simple. So actually I had my daughter, and I had her do it last year. So this is, so she was in 5, I was in preschool, she did this. So she made a quick presentation, and so we can play this for you here. So what she's done, and she was able to do this, is pretty easy. You see on the bottom left, there's a plus sign, and you can go to that. And then you've got options. So you can pull in video, you can pull in pictures from your camera roll. So I told her to pick 6 pictures. I think we ended up whittling it down to 4 or something, but she put 4 in there, and then she pulls that in. And then if she wants to arrange which order they go in, she just pulls them down. And then just like you would with apps, you can drag them around and you can change the order, okay? So she can make that. And if you want to delete one, you just hit the X, that deletes that, and you hit done. And then if you go into a slide, she's got audio that plays. So if we don't like what we have there, we can just hold down that red button, and then she can re-record over the top. Okay? So real quick and easy, and again, she's not a writer or anything like that yet, but she can verbally use pictures to tell a story. It's real quick and easy to do. Now, I just usually use the free version. I think what I usually run into with that is I can only have so many, and then presentations, and then it tells me I need the paid version. So I got to go delete my old ones and pull new ones up. But you can export these as like a video or something to your camera roll so you can share them out. So pretty slick and easy. Okay. And we did mention, if you got any questions throughout, just stop us, ask questions. Okay. Anything we can answer for you, we'll try. Okay. Switch iPads here real quick, and the next one I have is ChatterPix. Okay. Okay, ChatterPix. Anybody familiar with that? Yeah, all right. I like ChatterPix. ChatterPix, ChatterKids. I think the difference is on ChatterPix and ChatterKids. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. So if you can hear that duck, duck, moose, let me try plugging that back in now. There we go. Okay, so DuckDuckMoose is a company that makes a bunch of kids apps, and I don't know if you've been aware of this, but within the last month, you'll notice at the top it says Khan Academy. Most of them used to be paid; they are all now free. So they're in a partnership with Khan Academy, and all those apps are free. So like our son, I say he's free. He's got this app where he builds a truck, and he colors the truck, and he puts all the parts on the truck, and he drives the truck. There's a couple math apps. There's like 20 in all. Because I think originally we thought they were free for like a day, and like everybody in the office was like downloading them quick so we could use them at home, and we found out no, they're just free. So they're free going forward. So Khan Academy's got some type of a partnership with them, and now they're just free apps. So, okay. So what you do with ChatterPix is you take a photo of something, or you can use an existing photo. Okay. So let's use our camera here. I'm gonna flip-flop that, Tracy. I'm gonna look over here real quick. Nice big smile. You can actually use a real person, or you can use an inanimate object, whatever you want to do. So now I'm going to draw the mouth. So I'm going to go right here, draw a little mouth, and we're going to talk. Why, yes, Jason, we can definitely barbecue tonight, and yes, you do not ever have to watch anything on Bravo again. All right, stop that, and then we can play that. Okay. All right. So then you can put some different embellishments on it, like you would with like Instagram, and then you can export that out to your camera roll, and you've got a nice quick video that you can do. And I want to say it's like 90 seconds, maybe? Yeah, 90 seconds of talking time on there, but free, real quick and easy. Kids think they're great. You know, you can use whatever, you got a stuffed animal or something, you can draw the mouth on there, you can put that together. Okay? That is ChatterPix, ChatterKids. And the last one I was going to show you for digital storytelling, and there are a ton of them. This is one, has everybody ever used Telestory? Toontastic, you ever used Toontastic? Okay. Same company and similar deal. They used to be paid apps, and I believe Google bought them, and now they're free apps, so you don't have to pay for them anymore. Okay, so on this one, a little writing here, you get different prompts. Okay, so we can do the news. I'm going to choose the news here. Let's do the sports report. So I choose so I can pick something I want to analyze here, a little prompt here. There we go. So I pull that up, and I can interview myself here. I've got this overlay, and we start it. It was a really tough game last night. I got hit in the head a couple times, but I made it through. And now you can switch cameras. And so now I can interview, and I can interview you. So you can go back and forth between the cameras, and then you can stop. You like it, you don't like it, you like it, you export it out. You can do a whole newscast. Okay. All right. So that is Telestory again. All these things you can export to your camera roll, and you can get going with those. I think that one's pretty fun. Like the newscast, you do the chopper, the guy doing the traffic report. You can do just the regular news. There's like a Star Wars type battle you can do. There's all kinds of good fun. So that's digital storytelling apps right there. There's 3 of those. And Tracy's going to talk about a couple design apps. There you go.
Okay, the one design app that I really love is called Canva. Canva, you can also do this on the web as well. Canva will allow you to make really nice graphics. As a teacher librarian, one thing that was missing in my library were a lot of signs. I needed a lot of signs of where things are located or what students could do. I even made a bookmark for some students for the summer reading. I'm not a Photoshop pro at all. If you put me in front of Photoshop, I wouldn't know what to do with it, but Canva is something that I can do. You can easily drag things into your presentation, poster. They have templates. You could do a blog graphic if you so choose. I'm using this a lot, as you can see, for all my posters. You can have crazy fonts. You could do color, not color.
What's the name of it?
This is Canva, C-A-N-V-A. I know a lot of teachers are using this to replace maybe a traditional poster board, or they want, a student had read a story, they want a graphic of this story. This would be an easy way to do that. You can share your designs, you can download your designs, you can put them in PDFs, and then also Canva will keep all your designs for you unless you want them to be deleted, but it's nice. It's like a big giant folder for me. I'm not a Photoshop person, so this is my Photoshop, what I use for it. And then also another design that's very similar to Canva would be Paper 53. I don't use this as much, but Paper 53, I would think if you're more on the artistic side, you can sketch anything you want to sketch with different pen tools, or they have like a calligraphy pen, they have like a marker. You can annotate pictures, you can have flowcharts. You could make a list of what you wanted to do for the day and check off items. So Paper 53 is also another free app. You can, for the special price of $59.95, get the special Paper 53 pencil. It is really cool. I do not have that, but you can just use a traditional stylus or your finger. For this one, both of these apps are wonderful. I personally am using Canva more, though, for myself.
Yeah, we use Canva quite a bit. I use it, we do a newsletter for our daughter's school, and that's the committee I'm on, and so I use Canva to do that. You can also do Canva in your browser. It doesn't have to be an app. Payment-wise, it's like certain elements, correct? Certain elements you pay for, you can have an account for free. You never use any.
I don't use any.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, because sometimes you'll pick something that's paid, and you don't find out until you go to print it, and it tells you it's paid, and you have to put it back in. Also, like our daughter's school, they make custom Facebook headers, and then at a certain time of year, they set those out to all the parents, and the parents put up the same Facebook header, like, St. Joe's Pride or whatever it's at. So, some different kind of cool things you can do. Any questions so far? Okay. So you've seen this one before. We're going to hop in the green screen next. If Tracy wants to assist me over here, she's hop in front of the green screen. So we've got this set up. This app is called Dewey by Green Screen. This is the one we use. I think it's $2.99. It always works pretty well for us. You can export stuff out with the camera roll. Let's get this up. Here, let's see if we got it. Whoa. All right. Okay. We're going to need some more cable.
Course does not like us.
Really? Oh, it's underneath the table. There. Does anybody use Dewey? Yeah? And I'm not super familiar. I know there's other ones out there. This is one we always used? Okay, so Tracy told me she has always wanted to go to Hawaii, so she finally gets to take that trip. It didn't cost me much at all. Now, if you notice, Tracy's got a little apparel issue. Anybody? She's wearing green. So you can actually, in this app, you can change the chroma filter to a different color if you want to. Why green works well is your skin tone doesn't have greens in it, but it has a lot of, your skin tone's got a lot of other colors, so that's why they use green. We actually I did some work with a school last year where we took videos of all their students, and they had, one student could have green highlights in their hair, so that was tough. So we found a background that kind of melted in it. So you can do all kinds of fun things here. You can change green screen by doing, and let me just show you here.
D-O or D-E-W?
D-O, and let me just find the app so I can show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Do you have your resources listed somewhere?
Yeah, they're on they're all on the slide deck, and then we can pop that back up there.
What was the first year you talked about when you were looking at
It was Telestory, 30 Hands, and Shattered Kids. That's the app we're using right there, the octopus green screen, and the company makes it's doing. Okay. So you can actually put video behind, you can put images behind, you can put kind of whatever you want. We actually, Amber, who I work with at Grant Wood, her and I run a makerspace show, and actually our last challenge, I don't know if you follow that at all, it's called Think, Make, Innovate. Our last challenge we did was using green screen to do special effects. And so you can multiply yourself, that's kind of a cool effect you can do. You can have multiples of yourself, you can shrink yourself down in size, all kinds of stuff. So, kind of a fun one. Yes?
Just something to add. I just had a unit with my 8th graders. They made driver's ed videos with green screen. Pretty awesome, by the way. It's really easy to upload that like into iMovie, so they
Yes.
can pull all that together and create something out of it. So.
Yep, do a little app smashing with it, yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think you'll find out it goes everything on an iPad. You get it to the camera roll, then you can do a lot of extra things with that. So, kind of a nice thing about it. Okay, what is our next one?
Screencast.
Oh, really this one.
I have a quick question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
It looks like PVC pipe that you have on your iPad. What is that?
Oh, so I
Did you
made
make
this.
it?
So, yeah, and then for whatever reason it doesn't fit in this. I must not have brought the right mount, but yeah. So these are, we have a couple different mounts we use. And Tracy's getting that ready there. This is a Makeyama. And so this is like, I want to say it's like $50. So you get this, and then there's a lens that goes on it, and it's also got a shoe for like a microphone. And then this I just had made out of PVC at Ace, and it cost me $3.50, and they even cut it for me. So you can pass that around. And there's just, I just found the right size of bolt that goes into it that will fit into the mount, and then I just have it go right through.
So you have to buy the mount.
You get it by the mount. I just made that. Yeah.
This you originally made.
Yep.
Okay.
For sure. And here's the mount. I'm gonna pass that around. I have another mount up here too. I can pass around that grabs the iPad. It's more like a claw. That one seems to work pretty well. I coached basketball, and I had my kids film with that, and I was always kind of nervous about them sliding it out, because it just uses a rubber band to hold the iPad in. But this claw one sometimes is better, but depending on what your case is like, it doesn't work with all cases. So you kind of have to keep that in mind. So I'll just pass these around.
Okay, when I'm passing that around, the screencasting apps I'm going to show you are, I have two. One is called Explain Everything. Explain Everything. It has, it kind of looks like a blue light bulb. Then the next app I'll show you is called Show Me. Explain Everything and Show Me. Explain Everything would be an advantage to you as a teacher, because you're able to upload photos, videos, files, sounds, math equations, and then you're able to explain how something is done with you recording your voice, and then students can play it back as many times as needed. So I recorded a few slides, and then, I don't know if it was, so I have like 3 slides, very simple math equations. then the students, if they started on slide 1, they'd be able to play it. I don't know if you can hear that. But this would be great if you're in a flipped classroom. This would be a wonderful tool for you to screencast what you're doing, talking about it. And obviously, if students are gone or you have a sub or something, you could upload your lesson to explain everything, and then you would have everything there. I will tell you, Explain Everything is not free. It is $5.99 for the app. The other app, Show Me, which does the exact same thing, pretty much, is free.
I don't think we have a show on that.
Oh, not on this one. Okay.
And they have
It does the exact same thing as Explain Everything. Because it's free, I'm probably going to recommend that one to you. But Show Me, again, you're recording something, you're explaining yourself. You can add your photos, your texts, your videos, and then the student can play it as many times as they need.
So one thing I like about Explain Everything is you can export it in a lot of file types. As videos, you can export up to Google Drive. All kinds of different ways you can do that. You can put it into YouTube. Also, I like that you can, as Tracy mentioned, you do multiple slides. So I used to teach math, and I'd screw stuff up all the time as I'm going through there. It was nice to be able to not have to go back and edit the whole video. I could just edit the slide where I had the issue and insert that in and make that playable. Also, we have several schools that are one-to-one. Something like this, we have schools that ask us about buying like interactive whiteboards, that type of thing. If your student's on a device and you have an app like this, you really kind of have an interactive whiteboard right there, just on the device. So you don't need that extra piece of hardware. It is also, the other thing I like about it is it's also an app that's in the Chrome web store, so you can use this on a Chromebook as well. And there's actually, and this is an iPad session, but they have a deal right now through the consortium where you can buy Explain Everything, WeVideo, and Soundtrap for like $9 for your Chromebook. So if you get Chromebooks, it's kind of nice because it ties into both. Questions, maybe? Okay.
What is the advantage of using this over just holding an iPad?
So I actually got that because I filmed her cousin's wedding, and so it was just kind of going to be long. I didn't think I could hold it, and it did help because I kind of do this, and it's a more natural position to sit there and hold it like that, and you can keep it pretty steady. Whereas if you're holding an iPad like that, you kind of hold it away from your body, and you're looking through there, your arms will start to, if it's a long period of time.
And if you get desperate and you're at school, go borrow one of the music stands from the music teacher. And they adjust in height, and then they have a steady source, and then your video won't shake when they're recording. And it doesn't cost you anything.
We generally, for the most part, use just tripods with those mounts and put it, because they work on any camera tripod. We do have this thing called a Padcaster in our office that we got. It's pretty nice. It's an all-in-one mount, and then it's got a tripod, and then it's got a like a shotgun mic that goes on it, and a bunch of other things. It's got a teleprompter that goes on the bottom. So there's definitely things, kind of what you're wanting to spend. There's a lot of things out there you can utilize. Okay, we're going to talk a little 3D printing. Does anybody 3D print? Couple people?
We actually printed a thing to hold our iPad on a tripod, so.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Just a little clamp.
So we see a lot of 3D printing. We have a couple in our office, and we don't 3D print all that much ourselves, but we do take them out, and then schools utilize them. I had a school borrow it last year. One of the cool things they do with it is they 3D printed prosthetic hands. There's a foundation that sends you the plans for them, and then you print them out and you send them to them, and they assemble them and they give them to people that need a prosthetic hand. So that was kind of cool. Use some of that thought. The first one I'm going to show you is real simple. And it's just called Print Shop by MakerBot. If you're not familiar with MakerBot, that's a brand of 3D printer that's pretty ubiquitous. I mean, you see, a lot of times when you go to schools, you see MakerBots. And occasionally I'll see something else, but I generally see a MakerBot. I don't know if I'd say it's the best one out there. It's pretty good, but the price is right. It's one I see a lot in schools. So this would be a great, just like intro to 3D printing. Like maybe you have younger students and you're like, let's show you what the 3D printing is all about. So you can do some real quick, simple things. So the first one's Type Maker. And so you can come in here and you can just do your name, okay? So I can just do Jason. And this is a free app, okay? And then I can change the sizing on it a little bit. I can make it bigger, smaller. I can change the height, how far it extends. So you can make like a nameplate. And then you can save that to your print shop MakerBot account, and then you can send that to your 3D printer and you can print that. Okay? So real quick and easy things. You know, if you're trying to get your kids kind of understand how 3D printing works, they don't have to have a lot of design experience. Bracelet makers in here where you can change the design. You can make it wavy. You can make it like bigger, smaller, depending on what size it needs to be. You can extend it, make it like a whole arms cuff, whatever you call that. There's all kinds of things you can do there. Okay? There's a rainmaker. All kinds of things here. I wish I would have known this was available when I proposed. This would have. So you can make these. These actually you can change the letters on them, and then they unscrew off the top. It prints it in 2 parts. It's kind of slick. When we first got the printer, we made a lot of these that had 10 on them for 8810 because we didn't know what else to print. But lots of different things you can do here. Metal maker, if you want to make metals, we do this occasionally. Like, you know, we do some badging, we'll make a little metal and give them out. So there's a whole thing we do there. This one's kind of a fun thing is shape maker. Okay, so shape maker allows you to take a picture. And so I don't know, you know, I told you I taught math. I also have a little bit of an art background. I drew this house. Okay, so that's right there. And so what I can do with this house is I can come over the top of it, and I can take a picture. And then kind of outline. It works best if you have a Sharpie, but not bad. Okay, so there's my house. And then I can come here and I can extend it, and I can make this house longer if I want to. I can change kind of how it lays out the background, you know, what kind of fittings it has on there. And I can save this, and then I can print that. So you can take students who probably are too young to do any type of design, and you know they can use a piece of paper, a ruler, and a black Sharpie, and they can design a house. Now, we did this in a school, and some of the kids make these really elaborate mansions. It doesn't pull on that. Like, you need to keep it kind of simple. Think Monopoly House. Monopoly House you can make, okay? But you can pull that in, and then you can, so from that sketch, you get a 3D image pretty quick, and you can print that out, okay? So that's Print Shop is the app, and I'm going to show you this too. So there is, because we got some time here. Lost internet connection, awesome. Okay, so anyway, you can go out to their store and they have all these models. Like, they'll have like a bust of George Washington that you can download and print. They'll have like a skull with like a saber-tooth tiger. You can pull that out and you can print it. So there's all these different objects you can just download and print if you want to. Okay? All right, this one is 3D. What's that?
There was print shop, was there a second one? Or
That was all print shop. All print shop, yep. This is kind of 3D printing, but it's cardboard 3D printing. It's 1-2-3D Make. Is anybody familiar with a company called Autodesk? A little bit? Anybody ever heard of AutoCAD? Like design software? Autodesk makes AutoCAD. So they have a whole slate of design programs for schools, and most of them are free. So how this one works, they've already got some models. Like you'll see there's a rhinoceros kit. So you can utilize that, or you can pull in your own drawings. But let's say we want to use this dinosaur head here. So we'll select that. And basically it's going to give you this plan in cardboard of how you'll cut all these out, and then you stick them together to make that 3D model. And you just hit make, and it gives you the paper that you print out, lay that over the cardboard, and then you cut it, and then you can make these items. And you can design your own as well. So we've not done this as a project at home. I'm like afraid to give the exact knife. I don't think we could. I don't think I can make the cuts. That'd be trouble. And then my last one here for 3D printing, that was 1-2-3D Make from Autodesk. Let me, for some reason it's not an iPad. Let me check here. There we go. Yep. All right, switch iPads here. Okay, so this is 1-2-3D Design, and this is also an Autodesk app. Okay. So one of our first Makerspace shows we did is we worked with, actually, you know, Jonathan Wiley, this is Totter's class, they're first graders, and we took the vegetables, they each picked a vegetable, like a zucchini or something like that, and then they designed cars out of those vegetables. And so they would design, like, they needed wheels, they needed fins, they needed jet engines, they needed somebody to put a periscope on. So we had their high school drafting class come in and help them use this iPad app to design those pieces, and then they 3D print them out. So for instance, I was at school yesterday, and a kid wanted to make a cup. Okay, so what shape would you use to make a cup? Of all those shapes out there. Cylinder? Okay. So you place that cylinder, okay? So obviously the cup's not solid, so it needs something removed, right? It needs a hole in it. How can you put a hole in a cylinder? What would you use?
Another cylinder.
Another cylinder, exactly. So you can grab another cylinder, you can place that. Spun a little bit there. Okay? So I can grab one of these cylinders, I can resize it. And I know this looks super complicated as I'm doing it, but once you do it a couple times, you kind of get it down. It's got different tools here, so you get used to the tools. So you can align things. So I can say I want that lined up. Okay, and then I can move this, pull this down a little bit. Whoops. Pull this one up. There we go. Okay, let me align that again. 1, 2, 3, D. So it's kind of like Tinkercad a little bit, but it works on the iPad. And we can slide that down in there. Okay. And then you can go and subtract. So there's subtract. There's your hole. Okay, so now you've got a cup. And so you can send that out, save it as a STL file, which is a typical file you 3D print. You can print that out and 3D print. Okay? There's all kinds of different things in here. And again, it's a bit of a learning curve. I mean, I'm thinking maybe upper elementary on can do this. It'd probably take a little bit for them to get to it, but once you get comfortable with it, it's not bad at all. I've actually designed a few things you'd use in the office. Okay? That's it. I will say there is a 1, 2, 3D design education version. Just get the full version. I've never had to pay anything on this version, so I just go ahead and get the full version.
All right, the next app that we're looking at is called Thing Link. Thing Link, one word. THINGLINK. This website would help make interactive poster boards for your students, or maybe your students are making them for their class. These are just ones that the website has featured for the day, but you'd be able to add pictures, you'd be able to add videos in it, and I just wanted to show you the Grantwood, a website where this is actually working for them. So on the Grantwood Digital Learning website, they have a picture of some of their makerspace items. And then if you're tapping on the lowercase I, it's giving you information about what that is. So I just tapped on the VBot, it's telling me about the VBot, it tells me that it can be programmed, it's telling me how much it costs. And then if I tap on the white arrow, it's giving me another picture of it. It could give me a video as well of this actually working. This would be, again, as a teacher librarian, I am still amazed at how many students are still carrying in whiteboard and scissors and glue and tape. So if you could switch to an app like this that's completely free and it's giving them access to videos and they're creating their own videos and they're the ones talking and they're the ones writing the content for it, you would also be able to share out that information to others, maybe in a classroom website or on your social media accounts. That makes more sense to me when doing that instead of just a traditional poster board.
It actually plays a video. The internet, we're having some internet issues. Yeah, it doesn't normally just display a white box. You can go out to the website. This has been super useful for us because in our makerspace we always get a lot of questions of what do you have, what do you think we should look at, what kind of things can we help you, so we point them to there. It's all self-explanatory. They can find out the information they need and get to those things. So, okay, keep all established for me. And it also gives you an embed code on that thing link, so if you have a Google site or any type of site, you can just embed it right into the site. Okay. This is Stopmotion Studio. Did anybody read this before? Anybody ever use stop motion video or seen stop motion video? Yeah, great. Okay. So it's pretty slick. It's a free app. You can just, I don't really have anything to do a stop motion with. But I can take a picture. If I'm moving the items around, and then you hit play and how fast you want it to go, and it'll make that stop motion for you. So it's pretty slick and easy. We use this a lot in our Makerspace show, where if we're doing a project, but it's something that takes a while to do, we'll just set the camera up, and you can set the camera up to take pictures like every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds, every 20 seconds. And so we'll use that to document what we're doing, and then it makes a nice little movie of kind of us doing whatever project we're working on. So I can see that maybe like if you're doing a lab or something, that might be a good way to document the lab. So you can set it up and be filming what you're working on just with stop motion, just by taking those photos. Okay? All right. And you got Aurasma next, right?
Oh, yep. The next app to show you is really exciting. Aurasma. A-U-R-A-S-M-A. Aurasma looks like a giant purple A. This app is also free. What's really special about this app, I know kind of virtual reality is kind of, I think, going to be the new trend that you're going to see at a lot of tech conferences. Virtual reality is where you are completely in a different place, you are completely immersed into it, whereas augmented reality like Aurasma, it's a kind of a mix of both, and a mix of like real life and virtual life. So Aurasma would be where you set up the app and then you hold, let's see,
Triggers.
Okay, triggers, excuse me. You have triggers, so you have the app.
So we have a trigger, the picture that our daughter drew. Okay, so you have a picture there, and then Aurasma's open, and then she's explaining the picture to you. So the video only plays when the trigger is in front. Okay, so it creates an overlay that you put over. We have some examples, actually, some people in the room here. So Tracy was Xavier High School. Kelly was over there for journalism, their newspaper. How often do you guys put Aurasmas in?
I'm trying to do one just shoot for a while, sometimes you have 4 or 5 years.
So what's really fun is the newspaper comes out at the end of the day every 2 weeks, and then she had an Aurasma for her cover of the musical Chicago. So when you put Aurasma over it, you have one of their songs from the play.
What are you putting on the newspaper?
What you're doing is it works a lot like a QR code. Through the process of setting up the Aurasma, you take a picture. So you take a picture of the newspaper, and it essentially becomes your QR code. So and that's what you call the trigger. There's the trigger and the overlay are the two terms you use. And typically what you do is once you get going with it, is there's a Aurasma logo. So if you would do it multiple times, you put that Aurasma on there. Okay. One other one we have is the school we work with. Actually, Todd's here today. He probably didn't know that we were going to present this. So.
This is an invite, a school invite.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Todd for high school principal of Belle Plaine, and I want to encourage you to attend Senior Awards Night at Beth's King Theater on May 18th.
So this is our awards night postcard they sent out to seniors, correct? Senior parents. And in the envelope, there was some directions on how they could follow this account. So it's kind of like Twitter. You follow an account, and then if you have the trigger, you're then able to follow the account, scan it, watch the video on the overlay. Okay. So other things I've seen people do with it are like athletic programs, like a senior night. Maybe you have 5 senior basketball players, and then you have a photo of each one. Each one's a trigger, and then when you hover over in the stands, it plays like an interview with the senior player or something, stuff like that. Anamosa was a school we worked with. We actually will have a Makerspace video coming out, I think making a video coming out this year on that, where they had always done Famous Person Night. So this last year they teched it up a little bit, so the kids all get in their costumes. So for example, you have Abraham Lincoln. He gets in front of the green screen, and there's a log cabin, and we make a video, and he reads his report on Abraham Lincoln. And then they have posters that they've made that they hung up around the school. So when the parents came in, they could go up to each poster and that video would pop up and play of the kid in costume with the background reading their thing. I know Linmar did like an art walk, I believe, where there's different, the student created art, you walk past it, and it plays the student telling you about what's in their picture. So, I would say the first 3 times, and I know Kelly's done some, she could maybe answer. The first 3 times I've done this, it was kind of difficult for me to, it took a few times, okay, to get it down, but after I've done it, it's pretty slick now. And you can also do it in the browser, you don't have to just do it on the iPad.
I also think you could make your holiday cards really pop with this app for your friends and family.
Tracy's in charge of holiday cards, so she's going to do that this year. And I think we have one more, right?
One more.
One more. All right. We'll see if this pops up here. Okay, so this is last app I have is Tickle. Does anybody use Tickle? Okay, Tickle's a great coding app. Ties into a lot of things. One of which would be any of the Parrot brand things. So, like this is a Parrot drone. It's I think it's called a cargo lift drone. They have a bunch of different ones. Also, Spiros you can use with them.
How much is the drone?
Oh, that drone I want to say is 110. Yeah. And this is a little better. I like it a little better than the Rolling Spider. The Rolling Spider got beat up pretty quick. This one, it seems to protect the blades a little more. The one thing with any of this Parrot stuff is the battery lasts for about 8 minutes when you're using it. So you need to have several batteries. And you can buy those pretty cheap, like $5 or $6 for a battery, and then have an external charger, so you just keep rotating the batteries through. Otherwise, you get like 8 minutes of class time where everyone's like, oh, this is great, and you're like, oh, it's dead. So I just made a little code here, so we'll fire this off. Did everybody sign the waiver?
What did you call it, John? What kind of thing? The app, but it's a parrot.
What is the name of the drone?
So that's a Parrot, and it's a cargo drone. Parrot cargo drone. There's a Parrot rolling spider. There's a Parrot sumo jumper. There's a whole bunch of different ones. But Parrot's the name brand of the drone. And so this is just block coding, just like you'd see in Scratch. Usually when we take this to an elementary, they'll pull it up and I'll hear the kids whisper, that looks like Scratch. So it's looks like Scratch. You drag and drop, so if I don't want to do the flip anymore, I pull the flip over, and there you go. Here is all the different things that you can use. For instance, you guys have the BB-8, correct? In your media center. So they have the BB-8 Sphero, which is not all that much more than a regular Sphero, so it's really cool. I recommend the BB-8. There's also the WeDo, which I believe is a Lego, where you can code a Lego controller. There's a hydrofoil, that's a Parrot. The jumping things are all Parrots. You can also do dash and dies. Everybody familiar with those? You can do those on here. And then that Arduino Beat. So you can actually program an Arduino through here as well. And then all the things at the bottom, you can actually make like your own video game in here. You can code your own video game, which is kind of cool. So it's a great app. I take a look at it. Yeah, it's fun. Kids really seem like it. And that is our last one. I think there anything else. So we do have a quick plug here for our Makerspace show, if you're not familiar. This is something Ian Rich and I do at Grantwood. So we started this last year, we ran 9 episodes, I believe. Initially we'll have 9 episodes. One comes out every month. On the internet, of course. It's priced nice. So it's Think, Bake, Innovate. It's on the Grantwood website. And what we do is we our first couple we did ourselves. We're but now we almost everyone this year and into last year we go to the school and we partner with them, and they have a different Makerspace style challenge they do, and we challenge other schools to do the same one. So the current one's green screen special effects, and gosh, I can't tell you. I think the next one's Battle Boss was scary. So yeah, check those out. And if you're in our AEA and would like to partner with us, we're always looking for classroom support. Any other questions?
Thank you.
You're excellent.
All right. Any questions for us? Anything else we can answer for you? All right. Hopefully you picked something up today that you just